Welcome to the epic world of dog training. I am JT Lawson. I am the lead trainer at Make Your Dog Epic. I also own the Oklahoma locations for Make Your Dog Epic, where we turn your canine companions into truly epic dogs. Get ready for your daily doses of wisdom as we tackle your questions and unleash the secrets to mastering dog training. As always, our goal is to gain obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality. Can I have a kiss? Oh, thank you. Oh, good job. Can I have a kiss? Well, thank you. Oh, let's try again. Oh, what?
Yes, and yes, the Thrive Nation. On the first part of today's show, you probably just saw JT Lawson, the mentor, the coach, the trainer of choice for the Tulsa Drillers. His dog, Achilles, was serving as the bat dog at the Tulsa Drillers game. And for many fans, it created a wow moment. And so if you're listening to today's show, I want to help you to create the wow moment, because once people are wowed, they typically want to buy now. Again, once you can wow, people want to buy now. Once people are wowed, they want to refer now. But if you don't wow people, then you have to rely upon nefarious, manipulative, dirty sales tricks. And that's not what we're teaching here. So JT, how are you, sir? How was the game last week?
I'm doing great. The game was awesome. Achilles loved it. All the fans love it. There was like little league baseball teams there. There's a group of like cheerleading squad. These were all like kids, and they were all surrounding Achilles, and they loved him. They loved all the tricks he was doing. So it was great. It was
Let me pull it up. By the way, my daughters would love this.
Oh yeah.
When's the next game?
Kids love it.
When's the next game?
The next game we're doing, I believe, is May 31st.
Okay, so May 31st, we have a while.
Bat Dog Day. Yeah.
Okay, but when you have the Bat Dog Day,
or April 31st. I'm saying one of them wrong. It's at the end of whatever month we're in right now.
You know, let us know. I think the Clark kids want to come see this.
Yeah.
So let me hit play, though. This is the footage here. We're going to have a breakdown. We started off today's show with the video, but I just want to have you break it down. This is at One Oak Field.
Yep, this is out in front. This is us taking the stuff inside.
What kind of stuff are you bringing in here? Is this a cart of meat? What are you carrying here?
No, it's just our setup for our booth. So we have a table, and we, like when people set up at home shows and stuff, we have a table, we have banners and stuff. We actually had to take the banners down because of the wind, but it was still great.
Okay, so we play here. And so people are walking into the game, into the stadium. And then how does this work here? Tell us how this process works with the dog here. What does the dog do? Tell us what's happening here.
Yeah, so basically they have this on deck where the bat boy normally is, but they have the bat dog there today. And basically me and Achilles just sitting there until the bat boy says, "Hey, you guys are good." And he opens up the gate, and then Achilles runs out. I send him to the bat. I tell him to retrieve it, and then he brings it back, and it's just fans love it. And then we have like 3 seconds to do like a trick or something, because they want to keep the game moving, but they just want to add some entertainment.
Yeah.
So you got like 3 seconds to do a trick or something. So I have him jump on my back, then I have him get off, then we go back in, and we just do it up until the 5th inning, basically, of the game.
Until the 5th inning. And you're serving as the bat dog for the home team. You're not helping the dirty visitors, are you?
We are not.
That's good.
Not helping them out.
Okay, I help it. So this again is the game, maybe different angle here. There you are, you're bat dogging.
Yep.
Okay, and the fans love it. The fans get excited about it.
Yeah, they do. I mean, fans love the bat dog. That's why they do it, because fans like it. Just adds an extra layer of entertainment, which is what they're all looking for.
Let's hit another one. I might watch an endless variety of these on the YouTube channel. Let me just, and you're putting up clips from the games so people can watch various bat dog performances of Achilles on YouTube, correct?
Yeah, just so they can see how it's going. See, Achilles loves it. His tail's always wagging. He's always happy. And then he gets to play fetch in between. So there he goes and gets the ball. So people love it. Achilles loves it. I love it. It's a win for everyone.
Is he having a fun time? Do you know if the dog's having a good time?
Oh, he's having a great time. You can watch him in all the videos. His tail's wagging the whole time. He loves to every time he picks up the bat. At first, it was throwing him off because you can practice so much, but you can't practice having a crowd of 8,000 people.
Yeah.
So when they first cheered the first time, he was like looking around, like, is this all for me? Am I doing this?
Right.
So,
but now he likes it.
Yeah, but now he likes it. So the first time he was just more starstruck than anything, but now he loves doing it. He's getting the bat. He's enjoying it. He's figured out the flow of it. So yeah, it's going great. So we're excited to do the next one.
If people want to watch the footage, you just go to YouTube and you type in Tulsa Drillers Bat Dog, and you should be able to find again, these are videos are being uploaded real time. So more and more over time. I encourage people, go find the Make Your Dog Epic channel on YouTube. This is a new thing you're doing. It's exciting. Yep. And I want to talk about the wow moment. Now we're switching into gears for all the business owners out there. Okay, for anybody who wants to be a business owner, or who is a business owner, you have to create a no-brainer to make your business work. You have to create a no-brainer, that wows. You got to create a no-brainer that wows your ideal and likely buyers. You have to do that. So no matter what business you're in. So let's pull up a couple examples here. Just so that everybody out there can follow along here. So one, if we go to eitrlounge.com, elephant in the room, that's a haircut business I own. The first haircut is $1. Why does that work, JT?
Because it's $1. So it's a no-brainer. So people don't have to think about it. It's not like, oh, first haircut, you get $5 off. Because now you're like, wait, well, how much is it? Well, then $5, is it worth it? And then if they have to think about it at all, it's not a no-brainer. So it needs to be super simple and just gets them in there, because it doesn't matter how great you are. You could be the best barber in the whole world, but if people don't know or can't come visit, then you can't have any clients.
Let me show another example here. This is, I'm just going to give a lot of examples on today's show. Dr. Zellner, this is the guy who hops on our show often. Dr. Zellner, the founder of Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, a partner of mine, friend of mine. He has the state's largest independent optometry clinic, and the first pair of stylish glasses in the first exam is $1. Why does that work?
Because it's, again, a no-brainer, so much cheaper than anyone else. So you just don't think about it, and you're like, yeah, let me get in there. Let me do it. Let me go get
why not try it out, right?
Yeah. It's just like a why not?
Now I'm just giving people a lot of examples, and sometimes people push back on the no-brainer.
Yeah.
They go, I don't want to have a deal that's so good and so hot that everybody's going to fill out the form. So let me give you another example here. So if you go to our website, thrivetimeshow.com, I've said this for years. I'll say it again for years. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com, our business conferences are always $250 or whatever price that people want to pay.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that since before I met you. I've been doing that since I met you. Why do I do that?
Because when you get them, you just need to get them there. And you say often people need a hand up, not a hand out. So you're helping them get there. You're helping them grow their business, and it's helps them grow.
And there's no reason not to do it. I mean, we do free business consult. I do a free 13-point assessment for anybody who wants to become a business consulting client. On part 2 of today's show, I'm going to share with you a lot of case studies and testimonials of clients that we've helped to grow dramatically. But I mean, you could have all the marketing in the world. You could have all the systems in place. You could pay me $1,700 a month to optimize your website, to teach you the proven path. But when people pay us $1,700 a month, we include the photography, the videography, the web development, the proven path. We help them with their accounting, their marketing, their legal, their workflow. We can do all that. But if you don't have leads, your business will not succeed. It just won't happen. Example number 4, this is big, is JT at makeyourdogepic.com. I believe we have the ultimate no-brainer bundle. And I'll tell you why. You run the Oklahoma locations, both Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
Yep.
And I am, founding that brand with you. And it's a thing where I understand the no-brainer. You understand the no-brainers. We're not fighting with ourselves, pushing back against ourselves, against something that's going to work. So we've created the ultimate no-brainer.
Yeah.
And people can't handle it. It's too hot.
Nope, it's too hot.
Okay, so let's talk about the ultimate no-brainer. First off, the first lesson is 50 cents.
Yep.
So that in and of itself is an incredible deal, because it's half of $1. I mean, people are going, wow, that is a great deal. It's 50 cents.
Yeah, and it's something that most other people won't do. So they want to get you to sign up for the first lesson, or they want the first lesson to be $40 so that it pays for their time, or they just have all these different things. And what I want is I want to have that first lesson. So you have to get the client there. And then once they're there, then you have to wow them. And so then we have it set up to where in that first lesson, I am throwing everything at you. I'm just wowing you from left to right. That way at the end, you touched on it earlier, but that way at the end, I don't have to do super sleazy sales moves to try to back people into a corner where they're forced to buy it. It's just gross. There's other dog trainers in Tulsa. I won't use names, but there's other dog trainers in Tulsa that they won't let salespeople leave unless they get a yes or a no.
Oh, come on.
So like you literally just have to keep sitting there and just keep asking the same thing. And then they use moves like let's just use a random number. Let's say it's $3,000 for the thing they're trying to sell to the person.
Yeah.
The person's like, I got to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, my husband isn't here and he normally makes the decision on this and I just don't want to make a decision without him. I should be able to get back to you by tomorrow. That's not acceptable for them because they need to answer now. So their move is, well, currently your dog doesn't come when called right now, right?
Right.
And they're like, I mean, yeah. They're like, well, so if your dog gets out, it's not going to come to you, which means it's probably going to get hit by a car. So is your dog's life not worth $3,000 to you?
No, they don't do that.
No, they do.
No,
and they train
don't.
they train their employees to do it.
They don't.
Gross.
You're sick.
Oh, it's so gross.
I feel dirty. I want to burn my clothes.
I know. So I it's so gross. So I try to do the complete opposite where I want to add so much value that by the end it's just no brainer.
So let's go through the laundry list of the things people get. The first lesson is 50 cents.
Yep. And then at that first lesson, we're going over everything. So basically, we have one of the fastest turnaround times in the industry.
Fastest turnaround times in the industry.
Yep. We will beat any competitor's price.
Beat any competitor's price.
Yep. So we're the lowest price in town. And then on top of that, we offer a money back guarantee.
Money back guarantee.
So now we're the lowest priced and we offer a money back guarantee. It's like, why not? But then also, not only is the first lesson 50 cents, but when you sign up for that first 50-cent lesson, if they hit that contact us page, you are entered in for a dream vacation to Hawaii.
Oh, past the poi mahalo. I mean, all of this that's all part of the no-brainer.
Yeah. And then like you said, we're wowing them. So I have specific things set up in the sales in that first lesson to wow them. So it's, I bring, as a trainer, you bring your dog so you can show them like, wow, this dog is awesome. So you get a wow by doing tricks with your dog and showing them what a finished dog can get to. And then you're wowing them with, you've trained their dog in front of them.
Yep.
So they can see how you do it. And there's just so many different wow factors. We're also one of the highest rated and most reviewed dog training companies on the planet. Like not just in Tulsa, but literally on the planet.
Now you think about a no-brainer. You say, well, how do I create a no-brainer for my business? I'm just trying to give you examples, folks, because I've helped so many wonderful clients to grow over the years, and I've helped my own businesses. And I'm just trying to give you a lot of examples. And I'm not gonna stop on today's show until everybody has a no-brainer. So someone says, this show's so long. I hate this show. Turn it off. This is going to be a show that you're not going to be able, if you own a business, you should not move on until you have a no-brainer. And I'm just trying to give you all sorts of examples. And hopefully at some point, one of these examples will hit a home run for you. And okay, let me just keep going a few more. Okay. So when I ran oxyfresh.com on the side of the franchising, working with Todd and the team, helping them to do franchise development, I always insisted that your discovery day was free. And you say, what's a discovery day? That's where you fly out to Denver to see if you want to buy a franchise. And I just felt like if somebody has the credit, they're already pre-approved, they have the credit, and they want to buy a business, we should probably roll out the red carpet for them.
Yeah.
And so the idea was the hotel, the airfare, the entire first experience cost nothing to the potential franchisee, and we rolled out the red carpet. When we picked you up at the airport, how we did it was intentional. Where we took you to dinner was intentional. Everything about that potential franchisee was designed to wow. People showed up in the office, and on the screens, we had the name of the potential buyer on the screens, on the TV screen. So imagine your name is JT Lawson, and you're thinking about buying a franchise, and you're from Utah. You show up, and on every screen, big screen, it says, welcome to Denver, JT Lawson.
Yeah, and that's just a side note. That's kind of because Achilles is a bad dog for the Tulsa Drillers. When I was talking to them about that, what they did is they have the big Jumbotron, you know?
Yeah, Jumbotron.
They put our logo
Yeah.
and name up there. And that's kind of what you did. It just shows it's another way to wow them. You should roll out the red carpet for
it. It really does work. Let me show you a few more things. I'm trying to get people excited about making the no-brainer, get people into action to make the no-brainer. Now, I used to have a company called epicphotos.com. Now, when you sell a company, I'm not being disparaging. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I don't own the business anymore. I haven't owned it in like 10 years,
Sure.
So the button now says start your Epic today. I don't know what that means, but maybe it means something to them. Okay. And then they've got right here, you click here and you do all this stuff and it gets you the pricing. What I always done, again, how I structured it when I ran the company was we will beat any competitor's price.
Yeah.
We're the highest rated and most reviewed.
Yep.
So we'll beat any competitor's price and we're the highest rated and most reviewed. Now, again, I don't own it anymore, so companies tend to change things. But when I did that, I said, we're the highest rated and most reviewed. We'll beat any competitor's price. And we offer a 2-week turnaround time. And for anybody out there who's had wedding photos, it's typically not a 2-week turnaround.
2 weeks is fast.
Yeah.
Wedding photos.
Typically, it's
That's
like months
awesome
to get them back.
Yeah.
Why did we get so many leads?
Because it was just multiple no-brainers. Like I think my sister's wedding, I think it took 4 or 5 months for her to get her photos back.
Yep. So you look at these. We're just trying to help somebody. $99. Okay, $99. It's $99 for the first pair of stylish eyeglasses. Okay. And your first exam. I mean, just wow. And for thrivetimeshow.com, again, you can name your price. So I would just say we have scholarship. We'll make it really simple. We'll put name your price for conference tickets. I mean, that's what we do. Plus a free consultation for potential clients. It's a no-brainer. Why would you not do it?
Yeah.
Make your dog epic. Let me change that real quick here. Make your dog epic. For makeyourdogepic.com. Folks, you should never operate a piece of machinery while you've had too much Dayquil, and you should never operate a podcast while typing. So here we go. It's 50 cents. Woo! For your first lesson. And there's so many other benefits, but it's like we'll beat any competitor's price. We're the highest rated and most reviewed. Again, we've got the fastest turnaround time, guaranteed results. You got a chance to win a trip to Hawaii. It's unbelievable, And this was a wow. This was a wow for the potential franchisees. I mean, this is I call it a wow visit / tour experience for potential franchisees. I'm just trying to get somebody in your brain, trying to get this in your cranium right now. For Epic Photos, is will beat and JT, why does that work? Will beat any competitor's price.
Because it's like they're the cheapest. I might as well. Because you have a lot of people who we call them mercenary clients, where they're just going to go with whoever's the lowest. But when you stack that on with highest rated and most reviewed, it's like, you'll beat any competitor's price and you're the highest rated, most reviewed. So not only price-wise, but also quality-wise, you are just killing it. So it's like, duh,
now
I'll go with you.
We're getting a DJ business. I don't own it anymore. So whenever I sell a company, I always give that disclaimer because I don't know what they're doing now. And I would do things, frankly, very differently.
Sure.
But when I ran DJconnection.com, you would go to it. And right there was boom. I'd let people know the no-brainers.
Yeah.
And the no-brainers that I was insistent upon, that I was just obsessed on when I ran America's largest DJ company, is no other DJ service offered unlimited time. So we did unlimited time. Because every other DJ, it's like 4 hours. We say unlimited time, okay? Also, we'll beat any competitor's price. We'll beat any competitor's price. So we'll unlimited time, and we'll beat any competitor's price. Again, why does that work? It's because it's such a wow. It's like these guys do unlimited time. We'll be any competitor's price. Plus, we're the highest rated. And at that time, we were the highest rated and most reviewed DJ entertainment company. I mean, we were. And when people say, wow, you'll beat any competitor's price, you're unlimited time, you're the highest rated, most reviewed. Why not? So you go back to the first lesson for Make Your Dog Epic. Epic is, hey, we'll beat any competitor's price. You go, okay, that kind of adds a little wow to it. Now you're kind of going, wow, okay, that you hit the price thing. We'll beat any competitor's price, 50 cent first lesson, and we're the highest rated and most reviewed. What does that do when you're the highest rated and most reviewed, JT? What does that do for the buyer out there?
It just gives clarity and certainty that you are the best, that people are using you. that people have used you so much they're excited about leaving you a review to talk about how great you are and how much you have helped them. Because if you don't, and that's also as a business owner, you have to be very intentional about getting them, because if you don't go get them, then the only people who will leave you reviews are the ones who are just absolutely so mad. And so you have to get those good reviews from happy clients, those objective reviews, and you want them to show to the world, because everyone looks at them. Everyone looks at Google reviews. There's not anyone who buys without looking at Google reviews. So they want to see your social proof. They want to see what makes you great, and they can see that from other people. Now, that's what Google reviews do.
Now, Tulsa Wedding Show. Now, I'm trying to get someone thinking, because people, JT, I think a lot of people are like, I don't know what I can do. And I'm trying to help everybody out there.
Yep.
So the wedding show, I'm going to cast the vision. I used to run the wedding show, Tulsa Wedding Show. And it's a trade show. It's a place where brides would go. Let me just give you an example. We'll type in Dallas Bridal Show, just to give you a little visual. So you look at it and you go, oh, that makes sense. It would look like this. This is what I did. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a big trade show. There's pipe and drape. There's a lot of vendors. Okay. And so I would cold call vendors up, and I made them a commitment and a promise that no other vendor was willing to do. I said, here's the deal. From our events, we do a money back guarantee. And right away, why does that work, JT? Why is that just so hot? When you say, hey, for the dog training business, it's a money back guarantee. For the bridal show, for the trade show at this point, it's a money back guarantee for vendors. What does that do?
Well, because then if you think about it logically, the only thing that could possibly go wrong is you lose time, but not money. So it's like, hey, I'm making this investment and it either will work or I'm getting my money back. So I'm not going to lose money on it.
Yep.
The only thing that I possibly could lose is time.
Yep.
But so it's a no-brainer. It's another no-brainer.
Next thing we did free vendor coaching seminar. Free vendor coaching seminar. So this is a free, and we called it something like it was a free bridal vendor coaching seminar. And it was free, and it was a 2-hour thing. And the vendors loved it, because we taught them how to run a booth.
Yeah.
Like how to run an effective booth. And people were like, dude, you're offering you're teaching me how to run an effective booth, and it's a free 2-hour bridal coaching seminar on how to run an effective booth. Why is that a no-brainer?
Because a lot of people have never been taught, or they don't know where they get that knowledge, because not many people teach how to be great at home shows. So it's just a no-brainer of, wow. So now it's a money back guarantee, and they're going to teach me how to be successful anyways.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense on why they would want to teach me, because if I don't do good, they're going to want their money back.
Now, next thing we did is we say the brides receive a chance to win a dream honeymoon vacation. Why was that an enhancer for the vendor who's buying a booth at the trade show?
Because then it's everyone wants to win something. So you're just entered in for a contest, and you're like, oh, okay, sweet. Well, that's going to get me there, and it's an enhancer because it gets brides to the event.
Now, we featured placement in the bridal magazine. So we had a magazine we would hand to every single bride who went in, and in that magazine, it was the name of every vendor, sorted alphabetically. Why was that hot?
Because it's another way to get your name out there to where people see it over and over and over and over. So it's again, another no-brainer. It'd be like when Yellow Pages was the thing, they just offered you a place in it. Duh. Like, obviously I'll take it. That's great.
And we offered the fastest turnaround time on the bridal list, on the registration list. So when the brides register at the trade show, a lot of those vendors view those registrations as their leads. And so there wasn't a secret. We told the brides we'd give the list to the vendors, and the vendors could call them.
Yep.
And we offered, we're going to get it to you within 12 hours after the event. Why was that so hot?
That's hot because I know I've done events, and for whatever reason, it takes them 3 weeks.
Right.
To get the list. And I don't know why, because it's already there. It's not hard.
Just export that thing, baby.
Yeah, just get it to me.
Okay. So, I mean, this was, again, I'm just trying to give somebody, I feel like there's another example someone needs. You know, one of my clients is an insurance agent. Actually, multiple of my clients are insurance agents. And I can't tell you their name because their industry, and basically they don't want people to know what they're doing. So I can't mention the name of their business. We'll just call it insurance industry.
Okay.
And what they do is they will pay you. Think about this. They will pay potential customers, $40, pay potential customers $40 to compare rates. They will pay, they'll say, hey, I know you'd rather go to the dentist than to compare insurance rates. So I'm going to pay you $40 to compare rates. Why does that work?
Because customers, it's again another no-brainer. So now even the person who's like, "Hey, we will give a free consultation," is like, "Oh, I can go with them," or, "Oh, wow, they're gonna pay me to be there. That's awesome." So now the person is like, "Oh, well, I can make $40 for this hour consultation." I mean, that's a pretty good wage,
right?
$40 for an hour. That's great,
and you can save money. I mean, I think about this. One of our clients. Let me see what it is here. It's let me see. Let me just do thrivetimeshow.com/credit cards. You go here and you look here. This is the integrated payment solutions. Okay. He does a deal where he'll compare rates with you on what you're paying for credit card fees. And typically he can save a business owner $3,000 a year minimum.
That's great.
Why is that a no-brainer?
Because if I can get $3,000 back, obviously I will. That's awesome.
It's almost every time. You can, I'd say, on average, 15 minutes. I'm just trying to give people so many examples. 15 minutes will save you $3,000 per year. I mean, it just, and I can go on and on with these. I mean, I can do this all day, but every business has to have a no-brainer.
Has to.
And what if you don't? What happens? What happens to your life, to your phone, to your business?
Then leads stop coming in, and you stop because even if you're the best at whatever it is, if people aren't experiencing it, then you're not gonna be able to get customers in there. Not gonna be able to experience it, and then you can't sell them on anything.
Have you ever been to the Hotel Victor?
Victor? No, I have not.
Let me pull it up real quick here. Hotel Victor, don't know if it's still this way. It was 10, 15 years ago. I was just there a couple weeks ago, but I didn't stay there. I just went and visited the restaurant. The Hotel Victor is this beautiful boutique hotel right on South Beach. Some would argue the most beautiful beach in America. It's right there on the beach. And if you want to stay there, it's a very nice hotel. They don't apologize, for their pricing. I mean, it's very high end. It's very bougie. That's the experience there. But when you check in, they treat you like a boss. So when you check in, I mean, everybody is like, "Mr. Clark, welcome. How are you, sir? Are you doing well? Okay, great. Well, let's get, they're just Mr. Clark. Everyone's Mr. Clark. There's never a Clark. It's never Clay. It's Mr. Clark. Welcome, sir. Now for your room, we showed at your last stay, you liked the mahi, whatever. Do you want us to bring that up to your room?" And you're like, "Huh?" Because they remember these things.
Yeah.
Or, "Mr. Clark, we saw last time you were here, you had the yada yada creme brulee dessert. Would you like that tonight, sir? Or would you?" I mean, it's the service. They've thought through the initial customer experience. So once you generate a no-brainer that wows your ideal and likely buyers, step 2, you've got to script out your initial customer experience. And that involves the phone call. So you got to script out the phone call, right? You got to script out that phone call. And if you don't script out the phone call, what's going to happen? The initial phone call.
People are going to say wild stuff, super wild. Yeah. Because it can't always be, if you're looking to scale something, it can't always be you making the phone call and everything. So now you're going to have employees doing it. And if it's not scripted, they're going to just say wild stuff.
Now, next thing you want to do is you want to install that call recording via clarityvoice.com at makeyourdogepic.com. Why do we have the calls recorded for quality assurance? Well, why?
Because if you don't, same there, people are just going to say wild stuff. So you can't just expect the best of people at all times. You can't abdicate. You have to delegate. And if you just abdicate the calls, people will just say whatever comes to mind, and they're just going to be there saying wild stuff, or they're going to have low energy or what. So you have to be able to listen to it and then train them to be better.
Powerful. Now, again, move number 3, you got to script out the in-person experience. When you meet somebody for that first 50-cent lesson, you have a printed document, a one sheet or a workflow. Imagine somebody, if you're going to Disney Land or Disney World, and it's like a map of the theme park. It's a map that you're guiding people through. You're always refining it. But why do you have a scripted visual map for both you and your team to follow?
Because if it's just me, I trust myself to sell. But even then, it needs to be the same thing over and over. That way, it's not like going to McDonald's and then they give you something that's not even on the menu. It needs to be the same every time, and it needs to be replicable for your team. And the whole process is very intentional. So as a business owner, you have to be the one to do it the first time.
Yep.
over until you nail it down.
Yep.
And then you have to get what's in your brain out on paper so other people can replicate it. Because if you don't, it's all in your head. So you have to get it on paper, replicable. That way, the whole process is very intentional. For us, when we do that first lesson, from just where you park, because we park across the street.
Yep.
On purpose, because our cars are branded so you can see them. If you're out in front training somebody, other people see it. You're intentional about when you walk in, how you greet them, where you sit. So you want to sit inside. You don't want to sit outside where there's all the different distractions. You're intentional about every little detail.
Every detail.
And it's all on the script.
And again, this is all, folks, I'm taking notes here for you. I'm guiding you through this, but you got to implement. I mean, you can go to business school for a million years. They're never going to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
You've been to business classes. I know thousands of people who've been to business classes. People tell me they have an MBA and they've never learned this stuff. So you've got to implement this stuff here. You've got to script out that initial email response. You got to script that initial text response. You got to install that call recording via clarityvoice.com. There's other call recording companies, but that's who I recommend. That's what I use for my companies. You want to script out that in-person customer experience. Step 3, we're going down that path. Okay. We have to script. And this is big, folks. We have to script out the sales conversion. Now, in order to do that, you must create a one sheet. Well, someone says, well, what's a one sheet? We'll get to it. You have to create a one sheet. You have to create a one sheet. It's very important that you create a one sheet. Otherwise, it gets really weird. You have to create a transparent pricing system. Okay. Transparent pricing system, right? And then you have to create the initial steps. You have to create those initial steps. And I don't care what business you're involved in. This has to happen.
Yeah.
So one sheet, you're able to sit down, JT, and show people, here are all the packages you can choose from. Here are the pricing options.
Yep.
Which option's best for you? And now, okay, here's the initial steps. Now there's 40 some odd pages of stuff that we need to teach every business owner to do. And that's what we teach in our workshops. But for the sake of today's training, I want to kind of end it there, but I want to get your thoughts. Is there anything on this? We've gone over, we have to create a no-brainer that wows your ideal and likely buyers. We have to script out the initial experience. We got to script out the sales conversion. And there's a mountain of things you have to do after this. You have to actually deliver the service you promised. You got to wow your customers. You've got to train your customers every day. You got to train your employees every day. I mean, you got to train your employees every day. Every single day we have a coaches meeting. Every single week we have an all staff meeting. I mean, that training and role playing, there's so much in that.
Yeah.
But anything you want to comment on these first 3 steps here, sir?
Yeah. I mean, with it, there's just so many different things. So that's why having a business coach is important. So that's why I have no issue saying exactly what we do with Make Your Dog Epic, because I know, not the listeners, they all implement everything.
All the listeners implement everything.
But I know that if somehow some of my competition hears this, they're not going to implement it. They're not going to do it. So that's why it's so nice to have a business coach. It's like having a personal trainer. There's so much information out there that the business coach, I mean, you guys have really nailed down everything. And so you can walk them through the path, but then also you're on them repeatedly about actually implementing it. So you're holding them accountable as well for doing it. And that way, it's just we push you towards success here at Make Your Life Epic, and your guys' marketing team and all that. It's great.
I encourage everybody out there to get it today, folks. Again, calls to action. If you haven't yet attended one of our in-person Thrive Time Show business workshops, go to thrivetimeshow.com. See what all the excitement's about. Come join Tim Tebow and the cast of characters here at the in-person Thrive Time Show workshop. On part 2 of today's show, we're going to share a variety of client success stories, 18 back-to-back client success stories. I promise it's going to blow your mind. But again, folks, if you want to learn more about our in-person business growth workshops, go to thrivetimeshow.com. And if you want to learn more about Make Your Dog Epic, and I know you do, go to makeyourdogepic.com, makeyourdogepic.com. And if you want to learn more about the Bat Dog, and I really know you do, just go to YouTube and do a search right now for Tulsa Drillers Bat Dog, Make Your Dog Epic. And someone says, why should I do that search? Folks, if you do that search, you're actually helping me out a little bit. Let me tell you why. Because if you do a search for Tulsa Drillers Bat Dog, Make Your Dog Epic, what it does is it creates a pathway, and it starts to suggest that these videos come up top more often because more people are searching for that. So if you're out there today and you learned something today and you say, well, how can I help you guys? Just do a search for Tulsa Drillers Bat Dog, Make Your Dog Epic on YouTube. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but type it in. Tulsa Drillers Bat Dog, Make Your Dog Epic. Again, Tulsa Drillers Bat Dog, Make Your Dog Epic. And what it's going to do is it's going to start to suggest these videos more because they go, well, apparently people are searching for it. We should suggest these videos. And without any further ado, we're going to end this section of the show with BOOM, because BOOM stands for big, overwhelming, optimistic momentum. And that's what it takes to make a business successful. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom.
Gentlemen, let me introduce you to the grill gun.
Hi, I'm Bob Healy. I'm the inventor of the grill gun and the sous vide gun.
Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out, because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Also, this is the first Thrive Time Show event that we've had where we're going to have a man who has built a $100 million net worth.
Wow.
Who'll be presenting. Now, we've had a couple presenters that have had $1 billion net worth in some like real estate sort of things.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've had a guy who's built a service business, and he's built over $100 million net worth in the service business. It's the yacht driving, multi-state living guru of franchising. Peter Taunton will be in the house. This is the founder of Snap Fitness, the guy behind 9 Round Boxing. He's going to be here in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. JT, why should everybody want to hear what Peter Taunton has to say?
Oh, because he's incredible. He's just a fountain of knowledge. He is awesome. He has inspired me listening to him talk. And not only that, he also has, he practices what he teaches. So he's a real teacher. He's not a fake teacher like business school teachers. So you got to come learn from him.
And now the best-selling author of The Carnivore Diet and the multiple-time Joe Rogan guest, Dr. Sean Baker, joins our 2-day interactive business growth and life optimization workshop. Also, let me tell you this, folks. I don't want to get this wrong, because if I get it wrong, someone's going to say, you screwed that up, buddy. So Michael Levine, this is Michael Levine. He's going to be coming. You say, who's Michael Levine? I don't get this wrong. This is the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Charlton Heston, for Nancy Kerrigan, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestselling authors he's represented, including pretty much everybody you know who's been a super celebrity. This is Michael Levine, a good friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to you about personal branding and the mindset needed to be super successful. The lineup will continue to grow. We have hit Christian recording artist Colton Dixon in the house. Now, people say, Colton Dixon's in the house? Yes, Colton Dixon's in the house. So if you like top 40 Christian music, Colton Dixon's going to be in the house performing. The lineup will continue to grow each and every day. We're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup. But I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, when's it going to be? June 27th and 28th. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, Jerusalem. I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, Jerusalem, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrive Time Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. So when? June 27th and 28th. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
James, did I tell you my good friend John Lee Dumas is also joining us at the in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show Business Workshop? That Tim Tebow and that Michael Levine will be at. Have I told you this?
You have not told me that.
Oh, he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico. This is John Lee Dumas, the host of the chart-topping EOFire.com podcast. He's absolutely a living legend. This guy started a podcast after wrapping up his service in the United States military, and he started recording this podcast daily in his home, to the point where he started interviewing big-time folks like Gary Vaynerchuk, like Tony Robbins, and he just kept interviewing bigger and bigger names, putting out shows day after day. And now he is the legendary host of the EO Fire podcast, and he's traveling all the way from Puerto Rico to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the in-person June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshop. If you're out there today, folks, you've ever wanted to grow a podcast, a broadcast, you want to improve your marketing, if you've ever wanted to improve your marketing, your branding, if you've ever wanted to increase your sales, you want to come to the 2-day interactive June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show Business Workshop featuring Tim Tebow, Michael Levine, John Lee Dumas, and countless big-time super successful entrepreneurs. It's going to be life-changing. Get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. James, what website is that?
thrivetimeshow.com.
James, one more time before enthusiasm.
thrivetimeshow.com.
Everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with, because it could get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it.
Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops, because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems, so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done this show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
Well, first of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I said, no. And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed to the business owner to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much. And thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side.
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years of business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence. That businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things. There's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere of Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business, bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow our business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business, how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
The most valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Clay really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect the business as well.
Everybody.
Everyone needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.
Hey, Flyover family, come join us June the 27th and 28th, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to be there with Clay Clark and an amazing group of individuals that have made such a difference in so many people's lives.
Do you want to increase your production in a job? Do you want to make more sales? Do you want to own your own business? Do you want to have breakthroughs financially? The key to that is knowledge.
Clay Clark is anointed to help people in business. We've watched him over the last couple of years and we've been blown away. He's part owner of over 160 businesses, $2.4 billion in sales.
Before politics and the Great Reset came into Clay's life, he had the #1 rated Apple podcast. And he interviewed people like Anthony Robbins, Seth Godin, the top authors, the top business minds in the world. At this specific event, there was an interesting cast of characters that come from gangs to American Idol.
Some of the guests that are going to be there: Michael Levine, Colton Dixon, Peter Taunton, John Lee Dumas, Mondo de la Viga,
and Tim Tebow. They're there to share what they've done and their breakthroughs and what their story is. And then Clay lays his map of business success, calls the path for every person to follow.
So you may be sitting there thinking, okay, I get it. What do I have to do? Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you get there, the tickets are $250 or whatever you can afford. Yes, you got that right. $250 or whatever you can afford. You can name your price. So there are no excuses. You have to join us there. There are only a few VIP tickets left, like David said, special dinner and special time with the speakers. That is $500 while they last. So $500, only a few left if you want a VIP ticket. We want to meet these speakers as well, so we got VIP tickets.
I want to meet Tim Tebow.
I do too. The date is June the 27th and 28th, 2024 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Go to thrivetimeshow.com to get your tickets.
Hey guys, Luke Erickson here with the Thrive Time Show. As you can see behind me, we've got all kinds of energy going on. People are starting to show up for the conference, and it is hot in this place. We got grill guns over here. We've got people playing the drums. We've got fire breathers, and man, people are so excited as they come in. The conference is kicked off. This house is packed. We've got Aaron Hansis with Sean Holmes up there. We've got Steve Currington with Total Ending Concepts up there talking about what is possible when you just implement, when you do the proven system. It's so exciting. People are going crazy. Now, Michael Levine, writer of many PR books, the man who represented people like Michael Jackson, Barbara Streisand, and George Bush. He's speaking to the people here at our conference, talking about branding. One of the greatest branding experts alive today is here at our conference, talking to entrepreneurs. We just wrapped up day one. It was incredible. We had some remarkable speakers. Michael Levine. We just finished with a lady named Jill Donovan, who owns a company called Rustic Cuff, talking about the power of the Dream 100. I cannot wait to see what tomorrow holds. Hey guys, Luke Erickson with the Thrive Time Show here with you. It is day 2 and the energy is high. People are so excited to be showing up. The team is ready. Come on, let's see what it's like to go on in for day 2. Follow me. People are so excited to be here for day 2. It is going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what today has in store. Right now, here at the conference, we've broken into groups going over search engine optimization. And I know for most of us, myself included, if you hear that term, you go, what is that? What does that mean? That's too techie for me. Well, our experts are breaking it down for people so that you can clearly understand how to come up top in Google. It's doable. It's possible.
Now we're in the middle of a break, and what we like to do is we like to give you as much tangible and relevant information from about the start of the hour for 45 minutes. Then we take approximately a 15-minute break to allow people to connect with other entrepreneurs around them, bathroom breaks, and also use this time to just really digest all of the good information that you're receiving the whole time. Right behind me, we've got Bob with his grill gun, melting an ice sculpture. It is awesome. The ice sculpture represents our life, right? It's here for a time, but we all need to have the sense of urgency to implement the things that we're learning so that we can make the most of the time that we have. We are outside. You can see a line behind me. What's going on is that we partner with different companies to help them implement the proven systems over and over and over again. And one of those companies is Master Machine. And so what we like to do is partner with these companies to also help them give samples to other people as they come to the conference and truly get their name out. I just wanted to recap some of the amazing things that have happened today. We've had entrepreneurs like Paul Hood with Hood CPAs. We've had Jill Donovan and Michael Levine come up and just impart so much wisdom and knowledge. We've got an incredible giveaway for one of our TVs. Hey there, Thrive Nation. One of the things that we love most about our business conferences is that we want every entrepreneur to leave with their questions answered. So what we do is we let them put the questions up on the board here so that they can ask their specific questions, and Clay will not end the conference until every question is answered. Behind us, Clay Clardy is answering all the different questions that entrepreneurs have brought to the conference. Whenever someone comes here and starts to hear this information, especially for the first time, it just brings about so much anticipation of wanting to actually implement the proven systems and processes. And so Clay always wants to make sure that he answers all of their questions so that they are the most set up for success to be able to go home and start implementing. If you have any questions, email us at info@thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Wes Carter. I'm one of the shareholders at Winters & King. My favorite thing that Thrive has helped me accomplish here in our firm is thinking a little bit outside the box. They do SEO, they do printing, they help us with a lot of things from the day-to-day marketing for the firm, but they also help us think of things that as attorneys we probably wouldn't normally think of that help us market our services to our clients. One of the things I love about working with Thrive is that they make it enjoyable to actually do work with them. It's not dry, it's usually fun, but it's always very enjoyable and practical. They give me things and ideas that I can put into place. It's not just some theoretical spiel that they give me. We get practical steps that we work on together to do my job better. So me personally, I would easily recommend Thrive 15 services to my friends, my families. I recommend them to my clients. I think they do a good job. They're passionate. They care about their clients. And I think it's actually a valuable service they provide to people that are in the business world.
My name is Jeff Thomas. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. It's all about getting to the grindstone. It is about putting it's one thing to have a specific vision or a dream, but knowledge without application isn't knowledge at all. That's nothing. Really funny. The atmosphere is very lively. Everybody that is working for Clay is very upbeat and not tired, not sluggish, not complaining, not whining. They don't have anything to do with those types of characteristics. It's all about getting to the grind and having fun while you do it. I haven't actually been to any conferences in the past, but what I will say from what I've seen on YouTube and what from other friends have told me is this isn't like a motivational kind of thing to just, hoo-hoo, rah-rah, get you motivated, but it's like practical steps that if you do take them, which most people aren't willing to do, then you will grow and you'll achieve the specific things that you want. Well, for one thing, I would say that this isn't necessarily for everyone. So if you're not willing to work this isn't for you. But I will say that if you are willing to work and you know you're just getting started, but you have actually taken a step in that direction, then this will actually help you grow further exponentially than you could ever imagine.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. You know, our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many, many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
My name is Caitlin. I own a tumbling gym called Justice Tumbling Company in Tulsa. Working with Clay is so helpful, just being diligent with everything and making sure we execute our goals and just really make things happen. It's fun, it's hype, it really gets you energized and going, it just makes you really want to work. To get the momentum going, to really just get that buzz, just really give you the energy to get up and make it happen.
I'm Bob Healy. I'm in the charcoal grilling industry, and the name of my business is Grill Blazer. How will I apply what I've learned so far into my business? I'm actually a client of Thrive 15, and I learn so much from what I'm learning at this conference and from my regular weekly attendance that it's helping me establish the business and get it off the ground. Clay's presentation style is just blatant disregard for what anybody wants. He just has fun, it's him, everything that you see is authentically Clay. It's a great deal of fun, everybody enjoys it. They know when they walk in, they think they're coming into a carnival, and frankly they are. It's just great fun. There's not another conference like it. You just don't go to a carnival atmosphere and learn like you do here at a Thrive conference. It's great. The reason people should attend at least one of these conferences is because it's common sense. And everybody's fed an entire line about the way you should run a business, but until you actually experience running a business, which is candidly what you learn here, how to run a business, you don't know what you're doing.
My name is Tyler Hastings, and this is my wife, Rachel, and our company is Delricht Research out of New Orleans. During our time working with Thrive, we've had numerous successes. When we first started, we were working with one physician. We had one research site, and we were seeing on average, between 10 and 15 patients a week. Since working with Thrive in the last 18 months, we now have 4 research sites. We work with over 5 physicians, and on average, we're now seeing over 60 patients per week. Recently, we've been the top enroller worldwide in 7 studies, which is just incredible considering where we were 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Thrive really differs from the other conferences that we've been to and the other kind of programs that we've been through because they actually really practice what they preach, and they implement the same systems and the processes that they teach you about, and they give you real life examples that have really worked for them and show you with the training how to implement that yourself. For example, Tyler and I actually got the opportunity to come out to Tulsa, and we're fortunate enough that the Thrive team took us out to some of the businesses that they own, and we really got to see in real life, real time, some of the systems and processes, and it was just incredible. A real life example of some of the businesses and the things that they're implementing.
Having a coach is important to us. They act as not only an accountability factor, but they're someone we can talk to on a daily basis as we go through the problems of running a business that inevitably come up. They always understand what we're going through, and they're always there to help us or guide us through the problems that we experience. The best part of our experience working with Thrive has just been seeing our relationship grow. So at each step as our business grows, they have something else to provide us with. They've got the resources, whether it be marketing, graphic design, website development, or even into accounting practices. Maybe we need a new insurance policy. They have someone they can connect us with, or they have the direct resource we need to speak with for any of the problems we face. If someone's thinking about signing up for the coaching program, I would highly recommend that they call in for a free 30-minute coaching session and see exactly what the team can do for you. Just speak with someone, let them know what you're going through, and I think you'll find that, regardless of what you need, there's someone there that can help you.
Clay's presentation style is very real and raw. Like, it just gets real down to the bone of it and the real purpose of it. There's no, fluffy vagueness about it, So, he really gets to the point. I'm always reminded about how important it is to be intentional and to really pay attention to how you schedule your time and really honor it. Because whatever gets scheduled gets done. That's what he said from Lee Cockrell. So, just constantly hearing that and getting reminded helps me to reinforce that into my own life. It always helps to get an outside perspective, and especially from a guy that's grown so many multi-million-dollar businesses. It doesn't hurt. So.
My name is Nick Guajardo. I heard about the Thrive Time Show workshop through Andy Matherin. He is my Andy Matherin and Larry Montgomery. They're my bosses at Restore Home Health. So I work with a home health company called Restore Home Health, and my role is pretty much to bring in business. So I was hoping to learn kind of the sales process on top of just kind of the responsibilities, and help understand what it looks like on the SEO side, and just kind of an all-around what it looks like to own a business, because that's something I want to do in the future for sure. How I would describe the atmosphere here at Thrive is high energy, great professionalism, great people. It's a place you definitely want to visit and be at. Clay's delivery style, humorous, professional, hilarious. Just, he does it. I haven't seen someone do it better. So he does a great job. Most valuable thing I've learned so far, a lot of it has been extremely valuable. But one thing that's really stuck out to me is learning the SEO stuff. I mean, that is, I think, things you don't really even think about, and then you hear it, and you think you know it, but you don't know it. So I feel like that was the most valuable. Well, they're missing out on just what comes down to just basic applications to be a business owner. I mean, I feel like it's like an absolute necessity, to come here and learn the ins and outs, and maybe come here once and twice if they take good notes, that kind of thing. Why? It's the experience here and what you can learn, absolutely.
So marketing and SEO seemed like something that would be very scary, but then in the way that Clay and his team described it, became very clear and concise, and something that's very accessible to any business owner. I've learned a lot about marketing at this conference, and a lot about business management and HR, really everything, the key components of anybody's business. They're going to give you the best tools to be successful in it. So most workshops or conferences can be really boring, really one note, or they just seem so theatrical that it's a joke and it's not even giving you the tools that you need or that you came there for. But here it's still high energy, it's still fun, everything's to the point, but it's very professional, and you're missing out on easy steps to use in your business that are very accessible and very clear.
My name is Abigail McCarter. The best thing I've learned so far is definitely like organization, schedule-wise, always keeping a to-do list, keeping your calendar organized. I'm kind of all over the place, so that's always good to know. So Clay's presentation style and the atmosphere is electric. It's so energetic, it's so fun. Clay's hilarious, but also knows a ton, so it's just really great all around. This conference is much different than any other conference I've gone to, again, because it's fun. Like a lot of other conferences, it's like really quiet, really cold, and you're just kind of get bored. But this one, you're like always engaged, you're always learning something, and the staff is amazing. They're always super helpful, so it's just been really great.
My name's Clint Howard. We're a personal training and fitness training facility. Oh wow, I'm learning a ton. Like this morning so far has been search engine optimization. So really just the importance of being at the top of Google, how Google works and why it's so important to go out and get video reviews and testimonials and getting Google reviews. And so all those things we can take back and really apply that like immediately. So it's really cool to see not only how to do it, but really the relevance and importance of it for your long-term strategy of your business. Now, it's amazing. Actually, on the way in this morning and yesterday, I was videoing as I was walking in the front entrance. And actually I go to a lot of seminars. I go to a lot of conferences, masterminds. I've been doing that since I was like 22 years old, so gosh, almost 20 years now. And this is by far the most entertaining. Not only the content's amazing, but Clay and you guys do a great job of mixing in edutainment, entertainment where it's fun, it's fresh, it's lively. You never get bored. And I heard a study one time that the reason that children learn so much quicker is because it's fun, learning is fun. And so obviously Clay has nailed that, where it's very fun to be here and keeps you awake, keeps you energized. So I'm having a blast. Yeah, I think any business owner or someone that wants to own a business or considering starting a business should definitely come. I know that I was referred here by friends of mine and clients of mine, and I've referred other people. Again, just to understand what it takes to make a business successful, to have a good time, obviously, like I was just saying, have fun, and network. There's a lot of other people here you can learn from, and there's a lot of breaks you can talk to other people. So I think this is a must-attend for anybody that owns a business or that wants to start a business.
My name's Jamie Fagel. I'm with Jameson Fine Cabinetry. I heard about the conference through Andrew. He's the coach that I deal with here at the Thrive. The most valuable piece I found, even working with Andrew, but it's been solidified when it came here, was you got to actually do the things that they're telling you. With no action, you're not going to get anything from it. I would highly recommend this to almost anybody in business today. I have recommended it to some of my other business partners. It's phenomenal. It's really something that if you want to start a business, the old way of doing things is gone. This is what you got to do. It's the only way it'll work.
Hey, this is Charles and Amber Kola. We're the owners of Kola Fitness.
The way we're able to do that is working with Clay for the last 3 years. He has really readjusted our thinking and taught us that our business is here to serve us. And by doing that, we're able to live the lifestyle we want and take off on a random vacation last minute. So we had totally planned on being at the conference. So wish we could be there and meet all of you. We know you're having a great time. So
yes, Clay in the last 3 years has helped us build all the necessary systems, checklists, workflows, task lists, time blocks, audits that are always running, and the right capable lieutenants to keep track of all that so that you too can get time freedom and financial freedom. And that's what we have done, and Clay has helped us do. We've got multiple companies in multiple states, and they're all doing very well, getting ready to go 2 more locations in this next year. And Kola Fitness has a really big future. We're teaming up with a couple other groups, and we should scale the company here shortly. Hopefully we'll open like 50 locations in the next 10 years. So, but yeah, we're on the way. We're gonna probably more than double our company, maybe triple our company in the next 8 to 9 months. And it's just awesome. God is working in our business, and we're making Jesus and changing lives. We're a strong Christian company that focuses on making Jesus famous and changing lives in the fitness field. And this is Charles and Amber Kola. Thank you, Thrive. Hit your action items. We love you guys. Yeah. We wish we were there. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
My name is Jennifer Johnson. I'm in the pest control industry and also weed control and fertilization, and my business is Platinum Pest and Lawn. Some of the things that I'll be able to apply a lot of the things that I've learned in our business, because this is not my first conference, and so a lot of the things that we learned we've put into place, and now we're doing the next level of refining the processes or just the different concepts, and so it's getting better and better. Things that were just big processes before, we have the foundation laid, and now we're able to make it better and better, and I'm hearing different things now that we've implemented things, and so we can just make it even better, implementing it into our own business. Clay's presentation and the atmosphere is very exciting and fun. It keeps you awake. It makes it interesting. You have a lot of information, but if it's not going to be entertaining, your brain is going to tune it out. But Clay makes it just entertaining enough that you retain what you learn. Lots of rhyming and catchy things so that you remember stuff.
What makes
Something that makes this conference different than other workshops or conferences that I've been to is that there's a lot of people here in my same situation. Most of us are pretty small businesses wanting to improve, and we want real life information and something that will work and that's attainable, and not just some crazy magic formula, but actual action items that we can implement in our business and actually see a difference. Everyone should attend a Thrive Time Business Conference, whether you're a business owner or not. If you're a business owner, it has practical applications that you can apply to so many different parts of your business, and then you need to come back for more so that you can keep doing more of the wonderful things that you learn. But secondly, I am also a mom of 3 kids, and a lot of the concepts can actually be applied to home, like getting routines and getting setting systems at home has just seriously made a huge difference in my life at home. So I've been able to improve our business, but I've also been able to improve things at home, and so that's why everyone should come, no matter what your station is in life.
Yeah, my name is Nolan Q. I'm originally from San Francisco, California. The industry that I'm in is financial services. I've learned a ton so far, but what I can best apply from this conference is the opportunity, that hunger to go out there and make a big difference in my industry. Clay's presentation style is amazing. He's got an endless amount of energy. It's contagious, and yeah, by being here, I really do want to go back and be able to face all the adversity that the industry has. Yeah, this conference, the thing that makes it different is that it's special because it has a unique set of individuals that all share that same energy. I think he pegs it as dragon energy, but yeah, that's the case. Everyone should come to multiple, but their first would be very special. Yeah, you're welcome with a lot of enthusiasm. That'll last for a long time.
My name is Gabriella Cruz. Our business is ECS Electric. My husband's the owner, but I'm involved with that, and so we're an electrical company. Well, here at the conference they talk a lot about consistency, and so just staying consistent with different things in the business, and I feel like applying that to our business model will really help us grow. The atmosphere is very positive, uplifting, and then it's very fun and energetic, and so it gets you pumped and it gets you excited, and it encourages you to do big things. Probably how real they are. They tell you up front what you need to do and what's like a no-go, and some conferences they kind of sugarcoat things, so I like how real they are here. I think it'll definitely, if you want your business to grow, I think this would be a great experience, and then not only that, it'll encourage you and inform you on so many things you don't think about on a daily basis.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Play is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in the thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. This kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or you know, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months, and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kola with Kola Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kola. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I've found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it, because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I mean, I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned It is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.